Oh, that's a bulge. Bro got that hefty golf ball bag. Woo, load. Swiggity swooty, he coming for that booty. Boom! Bro gets done in by Wasp Goon? He just, for some reason, his body reverted to that of a middle schooler. Maybe by the time he hits that legal age, she'll want him again. We'll have reverse grooming. Maybe it would have been better not to go back up there, big man. Guns, yeah. You know, I'm a big fan of the water guns. Maybe it's like the first time he's actually, like, passionate about something that's not, like, evil? He's like, hold up now. Maybe I don't need guns in my life to be happy after all. Arithmetic, here I come. What the fuck is that? I mean, I guess he's not completely naked, so it's a little better. Oh, that's a bulge. Bro got that hefty golf ball bag. Why is he... Why? Believe it or not, this was actually one of the best first episodes of the season, and I don't think anyone's gonna give a shit about it, and that's really sad. Those are some of my highlights on episode 1 of Kill Blue. You want to see the full one? Head on over to Patreon now. There's a few shows I'm gonna give a little shot to. Not gonna actually finish them all. But sadly, the unique school series of the season are getting heavily slept on. I looked at, so this airs on Saturday, I looked at the Reddit thread. Barely any comments, barely any upvotes. I get it, Saturday, a busy day. But how do you have the author of Kuroko no Basket come out with a story about a grown-ass assassin, basically John Wick, who gets stung by a wasp, which in return reverts him into a middle school body. So then he goes to middle school because his boss is like, hey, I want to send my daughter here, but I need to make sure it's safe. Okay, whatever, boy needs to eat. It's not like he's getting his normal jobs anymore. And within the first episode, he rediscovers his love for basic human activities because he's been nothing but a trained killer his whole life, never has had to use his mind. So in doing so, he gets to enjoy math. He gets to enjoy school stuff because he's never had that. But he also gets to beat up diddlers. Grown-ass man came to school slapping his elastics on his underwear saying, I don't care that you're young. I don't care if the cops come. If anything, it makes it more exciting. So basically, bro has to brutally slaughter him and, you know, in return, slowly gain popularity after being the weird new kid of the school. You have shows like these that are actually a fresh, honestly, probably the closest feeling to something like an Assassination Classroom in terms of the weirdness of a school dynamic in some time. You have stuff like Mistress Conan is Devilishly Easy, which is very 100 Girlfriends coded in terms of humor. Unique school stuff no one's watching, but then the insert normal school slop of the season, which is just, I don't know, maybe people are just super not happy with their school life. Maybe it's like this wish fulfillment that I just can't relate to. I don't know. The good school shit is getting slept on that is actually more than just watching children go to school. And then you have some fun factors here that get slept on. Make it make sense. I don't understand it. The thing about this show is that it has a lot going for it that I feel like would be one of the more fun watches of this season. There are certain shows that you could watch this season that require a different mental bandwidth, that you have to be in the right headspace to be able to watch because they're heavier in themes. But a show with a very fun aesthetic, I mean, the color palette in the show is fantastic. The backgrounds, while high in contrast, have this very beautiful colors that they work with. And in doing so, sometimes watching this show, it actually kind of gave me Buddy Daddy's vibes in terms of the general visual flair. And the main character's great. I thought he got reincarnated. That's how it got explained to me. Apparently, people didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. But in doing so, I got, you know, pleasantly surprised. Being stung by a wasp on your mission after you killed 24, 25 people, because, you know, it's just an average Friday night for him, I suppose. And then reverting into this is super interesting because I was like, okay. Initially, I'm walking in with the assumption, reborn, not Isekai, but reborn in the same world. Now he's a middle schooler and he's an assassin at heart. Having him legitimately be the assassin still just reverted down, there's a lot to work with. You got his ex-wife who's like, you know what, it's fine, you can't pay child support anymore. I mean, I make money, you're fine. I mean, it'll be hilarious as hell if she actually waits for him to grow up again to get back with him. Damn, grooming allegations will go hard. It's just, there's a lot to work with. You have the current connection to his adult life, boss, his ex-wife, his partner, everything. I mean, it's kind of wholesome that his partner is literally cooking him dinner. basically acting like his dad. Bro's helping him on his missions because his glasses have like a camera and a communicator, so all day he can see certain things, but he also like makes him his dinners and stuff. It's really cute because like when he fell over and died and he's like, boss, I was like, okay, so now maybe someday we'll meet back up with him. No, like it's just straight up he got reverted back into a body. Now, whether or not there will be a cure that will allow him to age back up, or he'll just end up having to age back up naturally, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I do get the impression based on how happy he was going to school, which is, it's silly, but it actually makes a lot of sense when you consider the fact that he said that he dropped out of middle school. Like, he didn't drop out of high school, he dropped out of middle school, right? The fact that Bro found such comfort in doing homework, like he found, because he explains it as literally, I didn't have to use my brain. I was literally nothing but a tool that was very effective against killing. I took orders, didn't question orders, I did what it is. And now he's doing homework that he has to actually think and solve problems. No wonder he's happy. Boy's gonna discover video games and become the biggest degenerate, I bet. But there's a lot to work with. The one concern I had was what is gonna be the fun factor? Because while entertaining, if I'm just watching a former assassin go to school and rediscover the love of the simplicity, not saying that can't be entertaining for some, I'm not really in the mood for that this season, right? I want something a little more fun, a little more spicy. Here it is. I'm not saying the Panda Diddler is going to be here every episode, but if every episode or every arc we get something weird that happens at this school and he gets involved in, I'm fucking sold. Because what's really funny is these two girls really were bitches towards him and quite the bullies. But because of clearly him saving them, even though he tried not to take credit and said someone else did, when they're all making their class group chat and everyone's like, hey, should we invite him? Nah, he's weird. He wouldn't want it. They actually were the two that said, you know, yeah, let's invite him. Let's at least ask. We can't answer for him. And I assume that's going to be the trend, is that slowly over the course of these weird events and him doing nice things and helping them, he's going to in return be more accepted by the class as a whole. He's struggling with the whole, rapid fire group text, but it's going to be fun. I mean, it's not often you can say a grown-ass man brought a gun to school, threw some chalk dust, blasted that shit for smokescreen, and beat the living shit out of a diddler, but here we are, right? I thought that was a great first episode. I love the production, I love the humor, I love the entertainment. Probably no one's going to care about this video. Probably no one's going to watch this show in general. Like, this was one that had a decent request for me over the weeks, in terms of building up to this anime season, but I just don't believe it's going to have viewership, because if it's not even getting discussion on Reddit, I haven't really seen, I went to YouTube, it could just be YouTube search, I say Kill Blue episode 1 reaction, and like the biggest video I saw was like 200 views at the time of recording this. Like, I don't know, man. We need more channels to talk about this. I mean, that's the unfortunate truth. The more channels that talk about shows, the more people actually pay attention to shows. Because there's a lot of really good shows. Mistress Conan is another one that for some reason is getting heavily slept on, and I don't understand, because these are the types of shows that I see these creators always talk about. Where are they? God damn. Anyway, let me know if you want more Kill Blue stuff on YouTube. Might have to drop it if not, but I think it's a really good first watch in terms of episode 1. Thoughts? Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell. Of course, Patreon for live reactions over there, and other exclusives, because I gotta give those video shout outs to my patrons, because they're why I get to even attempt these types of videos over on YouTube. Alright, so today we got Gonzago, SLF Needs More Love, Hyper, Yoon, Marcus Nielsen, Get Zerged, Lynn Hamrick, and we also have Jackie Zhang. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and you have a good one.